It's been a very long time since I've done an update, so I thought better add. One of the exciting developments is I've booked onto a 5-week course with the only woman in the north that teaches total immersion swimming style, so I just feel like I need a bit of a fresh start with my swimming. I know it's a bit late in the day to start trying new strokes out, but I thought like I need a fresh set of eyes and just try something different because I feel like I'm putting more effort in than what I'm getting out, which is just inefficiency really. I'm going to be swimming for up to 30 hours. A bit of efficiency would be really handy.
Hi Gemma, having a look at your video from the session last night. I think there's a lot of really nice things going on. You've got a really nice smooth stroke. Kick's doing a nice job because it's not doing massive amount of anything, which is great. That's what we want kicks to generally do. And it is connected really nicely to the rest of your stroke. Yeah, you're making lovely shapes in the water here with this streamline. Those arms look nice and relaxed. Worked a little bit on your head last night to get that head position slightly more relaxed as well. So I think it's looking lovely. Let's have a look at your breathing. So we can just change that breathing a little bit. We can make that more efficient. Yeah, there's a little bit delay there with your breath, so we want you to have turned by now. So the slight breathing timing issue we can work with just to make that fit more easily into your stroke, so to stop you having to lift your head, because I think that's having a knock-on effect. If you look under the water, you see there's a bit of a bow going on here, so it looks a little bit like you're straining upwards there with your head to get round to the air. Something going on with your posture in the water. You're not as long in the water as you could be. So hopefully the torpedo practice that we did last night is going to help with that. And we're going to work more on that as we go. Let's have a look what's happening here. Your hips and upper body are not rotating together. And because you see how your upper body goes first and then your hips kind of follow and then your hips are flatter. And so I think you've been over-rotating there. So when you drop your rotation down, that's going to make more sense to you. That kick is nice. It's timed really nicely as a 2-beat kick. So your left leg kicks as your right hand drops in. That's really nice. It's just that we need a little bit of a different rotation on there. So bear with me. I will explain it during the session. But we did it last night, really. It was the idea of rotating your tummy button to 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Here you're rotating more of your upper body. So that's something for you to play with this week when you practice. And there you see what I mean about you're bending upwards in the water. So that's to do with your head and probably where your arm dropped in as well. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But on the other side, it's not quite there. You see you've lost your balance there. So you're then kicking again with your left leg as your left hand drops in. Did you see that? You can certainly work on that towards the end of the course. Looking at your arms, dropping in nicely. It's a bit of a... Let's just watch here. You see how your elbow is going in first there? So you're going to work on that to get a bit more of a high elbow. And I'm going to explain exactly how to do that. Yeah, this is a little bit slicing in and crossing over in front of your head. If you think your head is here, you can see, or that's your line for your head. You can see that your hand is dropping in, going across in front of your head there. So when I said that you're a little bit bent in the water, that could be what's causing that. Yeah, so I said about your hand dropping in, it could well be that. So, but there's some lovely things going on. Really, really nice. I really like this hand dropping in and going forward into that streamline. On that left-hand side, working really well. Right-hand side, not quite the same. You see the difference? Yeah, excellent. So, lovely stroke. Lots of great stuff going on. We're going to build on that.
4 pool swims a week, an hour to an hour and a half long each. This weekend I did the 100-100 swim. That went well. I mean, sometimes you start swimming and after half an hour you're feeling sore and tired, and other times you're just not. And I got to I think 75 100s before I started to feel that I was getting a bit sore, so that was good. That's it shows that your training's working. It's now the beginning of February and the distance swims start coming in. I'm going to be building up now to 10 hours at Easter. That'll be for the swim camp in Menorca. Really looking forward to that, can't wait. The hardest thing recently has been choosing which things to sacrifice to fit your training in. I love being a home ed, but makes fitting training in really hard work. One of the decisions that I've made to make life feel a little bit less like I'm trying to fit in too much is to drop out of the North Channel relay. I think it needed to be done, as I would have had to be in Ireland for 10 days. The cost of that and the time out of regular training. At camp I don't actually have any events, but I will try and get to Dover for one very long back-to-back weekend, because nothing beats actual sea swimming and have the safety support and somebody feeding you and looking after you. Nobody's training looks the same and nobody's training is perfect. My training for the English Channel wasn't perfect, but I did everything that I could to tick off each session on my training plan that Amy had put in for me, and it paid off. So that's where we're up to. We have a lot of work to do.